Hi, we are live. We had some technical difficulties a little bit ago, so hopefully you are joining me. And I'm going to try to get my camera working where we're not seeing the to be steamed items. It's not very nice. So I'm going to try to move these out of the way. So much for my graceful intro. Let me move this out of the way. So yeah, welcome. I tried to go on live the other day and YouTube shut me down after about two seconds. The bots shut me down. I'm not sure why, but we're going to try it again. Hope everyone's doing great and you're finding a way to adjust to this new normal. Certainly in parts of the country like I'm in, which is a hot spot for COVID. Not supposed to say the word for the issue. You'll know that it's really serious. And so I have been sheltering at home. I've been working. I've been continuing to do my reselling. And it's been a little challenging. I've been documenting my days on my podcast, on Closet Conversations. I'm up to 8 days of documenting how I spent my time. It's about 98% accurate, meaning 2% of it I just left out because it's not interesting. But yeah, I'm still doing what I do. And, this being at home so much is, it's tough because I don't know. I think because I don't have time pressures on me. And I feel like I'm more efficient when I have too much to do, but I've been muddling through. And so some of the stuff I've been doing is continuing to list. Thank goodness I have so much that needs to be listed that had never been listed before. And I'm also rephotographing things that where I have a different background. So for example, everything I photograph now, I put on the mannequin you see behind me, and I put it against this pink painting with the eyeballs. And a lot of my images still aren't upgraded to that. And so one of the things I've been working on is I'll do a certain amount of new inventory and then a certain amount of inventory that needs to be rephotographed. And my goal is to get all of that sorted. I've been cleaning. I've been organizing. My phone was out for 2 days because I took it into the bathroom with me. Don't ever take your phone into the bathroom with you because it just might meet some water. So I've tried out the USPS pickup from home. It was a hashtag fail for me. Not only did they not show up, or maybe I didn't hear them because it could have been I didn't hear the knock. But okay, so they did. It's one thing for them to not pick it up because I missed their knock. No problem. But the thing that was so weird is they sent me a notification saying, "Oh, here's the confirmation for picking up your package today." It did not make me feel very good. So since that one time trying to use the USPS pickup, and I'm sure it's fine, I just ended up walking to the post office and dropping my packages because it got me out of my apartment. It got me moving, and I was sure that I got there. So yeah. Now my lighting is not ideal, so let me see if I can adjust this a little bit. So yeah. So I see I have one person watching. Hello, whoever you are. Feel free to put in the comments. So yeah, it's been so long. I lost my core group, and they gave up on me, I think. But I'm trying to get back to doing these. So on a practical level, my storefront for my consignment shop has been shuttered per the close of non-essential businesses in the state of California. So that is worrisome. But we did what we were told. We took care of getting the store all kind of locked down, if you will. So that's been done, and we still monitor the online. We're still processing, but very slowly, inventory because I brought home a light box and a lot of work to do. So I did a lot of photographing just before my phone broke. So I haven't yet to process the photos, but we've been doing that. You know, I've been focusing on my podcast. I just I'm just trying to find other ways to spend my time. But one of the things I've done is to pay attention to the money that's coming. And one of the things I encourage everyone to do is to really learn about what this money is, because it pretty much covers everyone, even if you are an LLC, even if you don't pay yourself as an owner of a business, even if, like, there's so many things that they did to make this stimulus bill super broad, that what I've learned is that there is a slot for me. And so one of the things on my Facebook page called For the Love of, it says Jenny Girl Loves, it's a long name, I should shorten it, but Jenny Girl Loves Resale, Retail, and Consignment. On that page, I just posted a video by Neil Abramson, who's the president of NARTS, which is the trade association for resellers and consignment and thrift shops. And he was explaining the bill in layman's terms. And definitely check that out if you have not seen it and you have questions, because he answered very specific questions. So, for example, I'll give you a great example of what he said. So I pay myself withdrawals from my company, as does my business partner. We are not employees. So one would think you're not employees, you don't get unemployment. But under this bill, we actually can apply for unemployment, because what they're going to do is look at the amount on our 2018 tax return for how much income that we got, regardless of how we got it. Nice. So just when you think there might be nothing for you, there very well should be something for you. So I've spent a lot of time studying what's out there, the disaster loans. There's some that are, they'll call, I guess there's a waiver with some of these loans, that if over a certain amount of time, if you can't pay them back, or there's some sort of criteria, you don't have to. They're forgivable loans. Usually those are mostly forgivable, and a portion is not. There's also disaster loans that are low percentage, like 4%, even lower for thrift shops, things like that. So we are applying for we as in me, we're applying for everything we can think of. I'm applying for disaster loans. I'm applying for bridge loans. I'm applying for forgivable loans. I'm applying for whatever I can find, unemployment. I'm applying for food stamps. I'm applying for welfare. I'm applying for every single thing I can to get through this hump. When you have a week where you sell, like, I have not even sold $100 worth in a week. $100. I sold something for like $25, and I sold something for $15. And, it's terrifying when you think about everything has just come to a screeching halt, and we've never seen anything like this. So we are writing a letter to our landlord, where I'm going to write a letter to my landlord, my personal landlord where I live, one for our business. And we're going to look at it head on and be like, this is the situation. And so we're going to have to find our way through it. And, it's just, I don't know what's going to happen, and no one knows. But, I've had my share of stressful days. I've had my share of doubts. But what I find is that when I focus on what's ahead of me, like listing and processing and taking care of things, it's a much easier way to spend my time, and I feel much better. So I am so thankful I am not in New York City right now, where I used to live for so long. I have friends there. I've talked to them. It's pretty scary. And, California is next. And I'm very grateful that I am in the Pasadena area of LA, even though they're starting to get cases here. I think there's around 9 that they've identified as of this time. But I'm taking all of this very seriously and doing my best to stay at home. And it is a new normal. I feel like without structure in my day, I'm kind of all over the place. And that's been one of the hardest things. Is I make progress every day. Sound like a commercial. I make progress every day, but it seems like a lot of stops and starts, and that I don't actually get through an entire thing all at once. So, for example, started cleaning my kitchen. I was listening to Governor Cuomo and his daily update, and so I had it on my computer. And then I was in my kitchen on my hands and knees cleaning out up under my sink, wiping it down and just the whole thing and pulling everything out and put it back in and throwing things away. And I felt like it was a way to kind of it's like double duty. I can listen to something I want to know about and then actually do something productive in the meantime. So yeah, I did starts and stops when my phone was out for 2 days. I couldn't take any pictures or really do anything. And here's what's interesting. I had an old phone, an iPhone 4. And when I took it to the guy with my iPhone 7 Plus, I said, "Hey, this one just got all wet and it's not working, and this one is old. Could you put the old SIM card in my old phone?" And he laughed because it's so old they're not supported anymore. So the only thing that phone can do is take a phone call. No apps work, nothing. And I tried to update my apps and they said, incompatible. So that was interesting because I always thought I had an extra phone around, and it never occurred to me that it was so outdated that nothing would work on it. So that was something I learned. But I did get my new phone fixed. But in the meantime, because I couldn't take pictures, I found myself organizing my inventory. And the way my inventory is organized is by color and by type. So all sweaters together, all skirts, all dresses, all pants, and they're all hung. So the only thing that isn't on hangers would be things like handbags, jewelry, accessories, things like that. So I started going through each piece, and you know how things get all twisted up on the hangers and they're falling off and all that kind of thing. And I had extra hangers and things were on the floor. So I spent a lot of time just going through each and every rolling rack. I didn't get to all of them, but when I didn't have my phone, I focused on that. I focused on cleaning out, say, for example, an entire closet that had clothes and all my USPS boxes. So I pulled everything out, put it back in a more meaningful way. And it feels really good to clean up. I don't know that it's a waste of time, but it's time spent on something that needs to be done that I'm having a hard time finding time to do normally. So I might as well do it now. So that's what I've been doing. There's no one in the chat, so it's hard to ask how everyone else is doing, but hopefully everybody's doing great. The podcast, definitely go to Closet Conversations on iTunes because there's a bunch of new episodes, and I am going to be taping some really cool people next week, one on Monday, one hopefully in the middle of the week. And I really would love for you to check that out. I don't want to say who it is just in case something happens, but definitely check that out. And what else have I been doing? Just trying to get through the day. It's really scary if you go on CNN.com and you spend too much time there and you go down the dark rabbit hole of everything that's happening. It seems really, really dark. But I find if I walk outside, go out on my porch, just open the door and get some air, then it seems a million miles away. But it's very disconcerting what's happening. People's sales have literally stopped. And, the whole point about selling is the cash flow. And so many businesses like my consignment shop, we live on cash flow. And without it, you really don't have a business. So everyone's wheel has stopped turning. The question is for how long and how can you recover? So our intention is to recover and, hopefully even do better than we were before. As a matter of fact, just before we had to shut our store down, we were cleaning everything and organizing everything. And I did lots of deep cleaning that I've been putting off. And now we're talking about, well, maybe before we open again, we'll repaint and freshen it all up again. And it really will be a new start, so to speak. So those are all things we are thinking about. So in terms of inventory, I don't have anything new. Like I said, I'm going through all the old things and reworking them or posting things that were never up, reorganizing and just getting things together. And it's actually, I hate why this is happening, but I don't mind that it's happening in the sense that it's forcing me to stay home and take care of things that I definitely would not be doing. There's no way I'd be doing these things. And so, I'm really good at procrastinating. I get 5 stars for that. So yeah, it's interesting to have all this time in front of me and test myself and just how productive am I going to be. And I've apparently got a lot of time. So yeah, I think if we all knew we were going to be here longer, that we couldn't handle it. So I think they keep dripping it out like another 2 weeks, another 2 weeks. Because if they said it's going to be 3 months or something, I think people would not be able to handle it. But if they keep evaluating things and letting us know as they get new information, it's a lot easier to digest and be able to handle it. So yeah. So that's what's going on with me. I'd love to know what's going on with you, except no one's in the chat. So yeah, so on Instagram, if you're not following me there, Jenny Girls Closet, I am going to be having a giveaway, probably starting next week, related to one of the speakers that I'm going to have on my podcast. So definitely, if you haven't subscribed, check that out. It's going to be lots of fun, and we need something fun to distract us. And the B&G trading people, where I did a giveaway with them, we are going to do another one. So we've already talked about what we're going to do, and because I don't want the two to be overlapping or too close to each other, I'm not sure when that will be, but we're definitely going to do another one. And he has already told me what we're going to give away. I'll tell you as a teaser, it's going to be a five pair box of those shoes that they sell now, the box of shoes. So 5 pair of shoes. Very cool. Last time we gave away clothes. This time we're going to give away shoes. So I'm really excited about that. And that's it. This is just short and sweet. Appreciate your time. Definitely check out Closet Conversations on iTunes if you haven't, for some podcasting information. Definitely, if you like what you heard today and like the content, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell icon so you know when I go live. And look forward to seeing you on a future podcast. You see, okay. Look forward to seeing you with me on a future YouTube. Take care.